In today's video, we're going to explore why picking a soulmate is possibly way better than picking your twin flame. Now, you can get your twin flame to come be with you permanently, but what I'm trying to tell you is it's a choice. You choose what you want to do once you attract this person back to you, right? So you attract them back to you, the running stops, the ghosting and the blocking and whatever it is, that all stops and they just want to be around you all the time. And it is at that point that you can choose to stay with them, to pick a soulmate, or to be by yourself. Right. Now, when you understand the underlying reason why I would say these things, so for example, number one, that maybe being with a soulmate is better. Number two, that it's a choice. When you understand the underlying reason why I'm saying those things, that's when you can get your twin flame back and get them to stop running from you, right? Get the running and the chasing to stop. So, before I talk about why you might pick a soulmate over your twin flame, let's first explore two main misconceptions about twin flames to help you understand the decision that you can make about why that might be better for you or whatnot. And by the way, by the time you pick, let's say you do pick a soulmate and it turns out that this person is really amazing and you would rather be with them, it's about that time that your twin flame is going to be hanging around anyway. Funny how that works, right? That's why I said at the beginning, it's a choice. You're faced with a decision. And certainly having a choice in the matter is better than what's happening right now, because right now they're running from you. Okay, so let's explore two main prongs of this notion that you see on the internet that you're required to be with your twin flame and why you should want to do that. And the first one, of course, is that you're required to be with your twin flame. That's kind of when you're looking around on the internet for information about twin flames, that's kind of the impression you get, which is that the whole purpose of meeting them is for you to be with them. And it is not. Now, you can cause that to happen. And when you understand, again, when you understand the underlying reasons why I am saying that that is not the purpose, that's when you can get the person, your twin flame, to come in permanently. And then you have a choice in the matter instead of them just always running from you all the time. Now, why is there confusion around this question of soulmates versus twin flames? Which one should I pick? What's the purpose of this? Right. It's because the internet decided that the purpose of meeting your twin flame is for you to be with them. And if you don't cause that to happen, you're a failure, or it wasn't meant to be. I got to wait for my next lifetime, or maybe 6 lifetimes from now. I've got to do more inner work to fix my inner child and heal my karma and send more healing energy to them and wait for divine timing and on and on and on, with all these weird, like new agey kind of belief systems, which have got nothing to do with your soul at all. And here's the thing, you and your twin flame are the same soul. That is true. You are one soul in 2 bodies. Everybody knows that the soul incarnates and deincarnates and reincarnates, right? So this person, your twin flame, is just another incarnation of your soul in the same time period. But everybody approaches this through the mental constructs of the mind, the ego, the personality, not through the soul. Remember, you are body, mind, soul. And what everybody does, because everybody on earth believes they are a personality, which is mental, it's the mind, it's not the soul. Because everybody lives like that, because everybody derives their sense of self from the mind, the personality, the ego, they have these belief systems about everything, including the soul. But that's the interesting thing about the soul, is it's not mental. The soul is not thought, it's consciousness. So to even conceptualize the soul is an oxymoron, right? to describe the soul, you still have to try to use concepts, but you're always dancing around what the soul really is whenever you're discussing it, because the way that works is the minute you actually are trying to discuss the soul, you're already technically doing it wrong. And actually, just by saying that, I'm a lot closer to explaining what the soul is than any other belief system or concept about it. But that's why there's belief systems about twin flames, is because we humans, we tend to do that. We believe we are the mind, we are this mental structure, all these concepts of self, thoughts, concepts, right? Emotions, which constitute our self. They call that the personality. And that's where all confusion comes from, but especially when it comes to the topic of twin flames. So people have all these concepts, beliefs about what twin flames are and what you're supposed to do with them, and you're a failure if you can't get them to come be with you, and that's the whole purpose of this, is for you to be with them, and I got to go through 69 more lifetimes and 150 more stages with my twin flame and clear more karma and healing and all this, fix my childhood wounds, and you don't need to do any of that stuff. You don't need to do any of that stuff, okay? So that's why there's so much confusion around what is the purpose of meeting my twin flame. And again, when you alleviate all this confusion and go within and align with your soul, which is non-conceptual, it's non-duality, it's absolute, it's source, it's the one, right? It's not conceptual, it's consciousness, it's awareness. That's the true self. And this is why I'm always telling you guys, read The Power of Now, watch the Samadhi movie, watch a bunch of Eckhart Tolle videos, get out of the ego, stop identifying with the ego personality, and instead align with your soul, which is the true self. It's consciousness. It's the awareness of concept, of thought, of the mind. You can actually experience the mind as separate from you, and you're aware of the mind operating, and you're going, oh, wait, I am the awareness of the mind. Right, that's your soul. That's your twin flame, which means that the twin flame journey is really just the true spiritual journey. That's really what this is all about. Okay, second thing is to define twin flames by the parameters of soulmates is another thing that I see going on all the time. Online, you're looking around at information to figure out what twin flames are, and this is another really, really big misconception about twin flames, to define twin flames by the same parameters that you would a soulmate. And there's even the twin flame couples, usually a man and a woman, who claim that they are twin flames. And I think they have a very beautiful soulmate connection, and I'm very, very happy for them. But when you listen to the things that they say, they're not talking about twin flames in terms of soul, in terms of consciousness, in terms of being. And so their experience together is not the same as that. It's not a deep spiritual experience of consciousness that they have together, which is what you have with your twin flame. And if you want to know what it's really like to be with your twin flame, just go watch my video called "What is it really like to be with your twin flame?" where I explain the distinct difference between what it's like to be with your twin flame versus a soulmate. Okay? It's Zen, it's very, very deep nirvana, and you're in that state of no mind, or satori, okay? You're in samadhi, all right? You and your twin flame are the same soul, so you're going to experience a being of essence, of pure self, and that's it. But when you're in that way energetically, first of all, you have transcended existing through the energies, mental and emotional, of ego, of the mind, of the personality, And your twin flame, they just want to be around you all the time. And even my twin flame has said, it's always so very neutral with us, right? There's no like emotional connection between us. You can have an emotional connection with a soulmate, but you cannot have an emotional connection with your twin flame. If you try, they run. Go watch my video called What Are Twin Flames? And you can just watch the first 20 minutes of it. You don't have to watch the whole thing. And you'll understand exactly why it works that way. By the way, you can go find these videos on my channel. If you go to the playlists menu, just go to the playlist called How to Get Your Twin Flame. And you can find those videos in here. What is it like to be with your twin flame? What are twin flames? And you're going to find my science-based explanation about this, which relates, again, to pretty ancient spiritual teachings, guys. Your body, mind, soul. Okay, what's the mind? What's the soul? As soon as we have a conversation about that, that's when you can do something about your soul. I mean, your twin flame. Oh gosh, same thing. Ah, so your experience with your twin flame is going to be soul stuff. It's going to be that deeper essence of Zen. And there's not going to be any running and chasing anymore. They're just going to want to be around you all the time. All the time. And there's no emotional interaction between you and between them at all, because there's no you or them when you're coming from the place of soul. This is key. This is critical. This is what makes this different from a soulmate. So the mind is duality. Okay, they call it separation consciousness. And that's from like Buddhism and the Tao. Okay, this is not even twin flames. The twin flame, so-called twin flame community, the pop culture version of twin flames online is using the word separation. Where did they get that word from? From the Tao, from Buddhism. So when you live through the ego, through the personality, through the mind, they call that separation consciousness in traditional Zen spiritualism. That's where that word came from. Now, when you exist through the self and you have transcended the ego, when you exist through the consciousness and being of soul, they call that unity consciousness in the Tao and Buddhism, right? Ancient teaching, not even having anything to do with twin flames. Unity consciousness, when you exist through the soul and not the ego. Unity consciousness, union. Now you know where those terms came from in the so-called twin flame community. So this is just a teaching of your soul. That's all that is, guys. And when you're in that deep state of nirvana and Zen, that's when your twin flame is around. And there's no emotional experience with them, because there is no them to have an emotional experience with. They are you. You and your twin flame are the same soul. You are the same being. You are not your mind. You are not your body. You have a mind. You have a body. And I'm not even saying that the mind and the body are bad. If anything, they are good. I'm not even saying that emotions are bad. If anything, they're good. But with your twin flame, you're completely neutral about it, so to speak. And they're just there being with you. There's no emotional intensity. There's no butterflies. There's no twitterpation. And again, if you experience those types of emotions, they run. The more that you focus on them mentally or emotionally, or metaphysically for that matter, the more that they're going to focus on anything but you. The more you focus on them, the more they're going to focus on anything but you. The harder you push energetically, the harder they pull away energetically, because the mind is duality. It's separation consciousness. There's me and there's you. Duality, separation consciousness. Okay, and again, this is an ancient teaching. So with your twin flame, it's a direct soul experience. Now, that might not sound appealing to you. You might be sitting there thinking, wait a minute, I cannot experience any kind of emotions with them. Well, you can, but they're going to run. Okay? The mind is where emotions come from. All right? Now, I'm not saying that being with your twin flame is bad. It's kind of nice. And even many of my students have gotten married to their twin flame, right? I've coached over 4,000 people because that's what they like. And like I said, when your twin flame finally comes to you permanently and there's no more running and chasing, you've completely gotten rid of that energy between you and this person, then you get to choose. Is this really what I like? And you might try it out for a while and say, this is great. I like it. It's peaceful. There's no fighting. There's no suspicion. There's no running and chasing. There's nothing. We're just chill all the time. It's good. It's great, right? It's very, very peaceful. And you still do things together. There's still laughter. There's still activities. And there's even what appears to be romance. Like if an outside third person looked at you two together, they would see you guys kissing, holding hands, whatever, right? So the doing, the actions, the doing looks that way, but the being, what you experience inside is very, very different from a soulmate. Now that I've given you this explanation, that should tell you a lot about why somebody would pick a soulmate over their twin flame. Because with a soulmate, you can experience those things. You can feel emotional intensity. You can feel the butterflies. You can feel the twitterpation, right? The excitement, the emotional urges that you can. With a soulmate, there's my soul and there's your soul, right? And this is, like I said, even the twin flame couples that you see on the internet or on YouTube, they call themselves twin flames. They're just using the wrong label, guys. They're just confused, and that's okay. I'm not here to dog anybody. But guys, when you listen to them talk about their relationship, it's like that. They are soulmates, all right? And it was already soulmates to begin with. And when I see stuff like that on the internet, and you too, I'm sure you're sitting there listening to them and you're trying to figure out what makes this different from soulmates. And the only thing that they ever really say about it, I guess, basically in a nutshell, is, well, yeah, it's like soulmates, only better. It's like soulmates, only you just know you were meant to be together and you've got a mission together. Guys, you can use like typical law of attraction manifesting exercises to manifest somebody like that to you. You can, and that's pretty much what they describe when they talk about how they manifested each other, but you're using your mind to do it. With your twin flame, it's not a journey of the mind. If you use the mind to get your twin flame to come be with you, they run. They run because of the polarization between you and your twin flame. Again, go watch my video called What Are Twin Flames on my How to Get Your Twin Flame playlist. So at the level of the mind, you're completely polarized with your twin flame. Everything you do through the mind, they do the exact opposite. So just stop using your mind with your twin flame. Go within. Remember, you're not just body and mind. You are a soul. You have a body and a mind. So go within, align with your soul. That is your twin flame. That's how you get your twin flame back. And it's a deeply spiritual experience of Zen. Okay? And many of my students, they pick a soulmate when it's time to make their choice, when their twin flame comes back to stay. They try it out and they go, I miss the emotional excitement. I miss that. I liked that. And they choose to just stay friends with their twin flame or whatever. The purpose of meeting your twin flame is not necessarily so that you can be with them, you guys. It's so that you can awaken spiritually. They are your spirit. That's the purpose of meeting them. When they come to be with you permanently, that's just a byproduct of the spiritual work that you're doing. That's just a happy after effect. That's like a bonus that comes at the end. You're just focusing on your spiritual ascension. Okay? Now, picking a soulmate is very, very attractive to a lot of people. It's very attractive because you can experience the emotional intensity and the butterflies and the thrills and the excitement. And it's not all like fucking Buddha and Zen and all the time like it is with your twin flame. Some people might think that sounds kind of boring, right? And here's the thing. the emotional excitement and the emotional intensity and the emotional gratification that you can have with a soulmate, isn't that what you wanted in the first place? Let's just stop right here. Think about it. You can't do that with your twin flame, guys. Go watch my video called What Is It Like to Be With Your Twin Flame? And I kind of just described it in this video even. You can't experience emotions towards them, you guys. They run. They run. It's Zen, it's nirvana, it's inner peace with your twin flame. If you want an emotional connection, get a soulmate. And again, listen to the word I just used, connection. There's me and there's an other. There's me and there's an other, and we are connected. It's not like that with your twin. You let go of the duality where you're trying to connect to an other. There is no other to connect with. That's separation consciousness. And if you want that, get a soulmate, and that's fine. But that's just not what this is, guys. You and your twin flame are one soul. There's no connection. You already are your twin flame. You just have to transcend the separation consciousness of ego and go within. But it's straight Zen, guys. It's nirvana. And again, why not pick a soulmate? That sounds pretty kick-ass, right? The emotional connection that you can have with a soulmate is very, very gratifying emotionally. It's nice. And again, isn't that what you wanted in the first place with your twin flame? Right. Maybe you should pick a soulmate. Maybe it's better. And again, I do have students that are married to their twin flame. I've coached a whole bunch of people, but there's also a lot of students that want to be with a soulmate too. So there you go, guys. You're absolutely free to do whatever you want. You can pick a soulmate, and you might like it better because you can have exactly what you hoped to have with your twin flame with that person, but you're still taking the spiritual lessons that you've learned from having met your twin flame. And you can even still be friends with your twin flame. So just do what you want, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.